Welcome to the brand new Aria suite. One of the world's most iconic and respected airlines has just unveiled its first new premium seat in decades. This is the Cathay Pacific Aria suite, and it is huge news. The question is, does this seemingly non-revolutionary new seat live up to the standard we expect from such an iconic airline in 2025? An age of fully enclosed connecting suites, highly custom products, and lavish amenities? Where can you expect to get this seat on upcoming Cathay Pacific flights? How much does it cost, and how did I pay less than the price of economy for my ticket without even using points? Well, join me, Dan, the luckiest guy in the world who gets to fly around full-time trying airlines for a living. In the past 11 years, I've flown over 160 airlines on my own dime, so I can share my honest, unbiased experiences with you. Cathay Pacific Aria Suite, here we come. Step 1, getting to Hong Kong. It is the night before. I am in Taipei, one of my favorite places to connect or just to visit in the world. And I just had one of the top 3 airport meals I've ever had at this place called Veggie Creek. I had the wonton plate. You have to come and try that if you're connecting in Taipei. Now let's head over to my ancient 777-300 non-ER, taking me over to Hong Kong. What a treat to get to fly this 25-year-old beast on such a short flight. You can never tell this aircraft is so old based on this fresh-looking cabin, though. All right, all settled in for the 1.5-hour flight to Hong Kong. One meal and a bit of reading later, we are in Hong Kong. Time for my favorite activity, catching some Z's.
8 hours later.
Good morning, let's head back to the airport. Every time I'm at Hong Kong airport, I just love it so much. Truly one of the world's iconic airports. I mainly want to focus on the onboard experience today, but it would be such a miss not to just quickly talk about Cathay's business class lounge experience. Over the years, I've gradually turned into someone who avoids lounges and discourages people from going to the airport early to spend time in them, with very few exceptions. I wholeheartedly feel that way about the Cathay Pacific business class lounges. While their first class lounges are amazing, these are more of a place to kill time, not necessarily to enjoy time. That's just my honest assessment, but hey, there's tons of free food and good views, so you can't really complain. Anyhow, a place I'm bound to enjoy my time is on board the new Aria suite, so let's go to our gate. Here she is, our Aria suite bird. So right now, Cathay is only flying the Aria suite on one scheduled flight, and that is to and from London every single day. Then they do have a few frequencies in Asia. So right now in February, it's flying a few times a week back and forth to Singapore. In March, it's going to be back and forth to Beijing. But there's very few official routes so far, so it's hard to pin it down. Hello, here comes our fab looking crew. Hi guys. At 11:50 a.m., 10 minutes after our scheduled departure, we are finally welcomed on board. I cannot wait. But first, what is the layout of this big birdie? The reconfigured Cathay Pacific 777-300ER comes in a 3-class configuration, with economy in a 343 layout, a brand new premium economy that you'll see shortly, and then 45 Aria business class suites spread across 2 cabins. If you want to have closer access to the toilet, the forward cabin is preferable since 2 out of 3 toilets are all the way at the front. The total of 3 toilets leads to a lavatory ratio of 1 toilet to 15 passengers. But Cathay Pacific has a genius innovation to minimize wait times that you'll see on board. Today I'm in the last available window seat at the time I booked, 21 Alpha, a seat I'm very happy with, so let me show you it in the flesh, so to speak. Welcome on board the brand new Aria suite. I don't know if it's Aria or Aria, I just realized. Sorry about that, guys. Are you ready to have a look around? From here on out, I'm just going to call this the Ariana What Are You Doing Here suite instead. It's easier that way. In all seriousness, it's the Aria suite. There's no E in there, Dan. Anyway, before we have a look at this seat, let me just show you premium economy because this looks nice. Now, back in my seat, 21 Alpha, what an entertainment screen this is, huh? We have some top-notch tech in this seat with 2 USB-C ports, 1 USB-A, an AC charging port, and super secret hidden wireless charging on this fake marble surface. Above that, we have an unnecessary but fun remote, as well as our closet housing our headphones, a water bottle, and what's that? A mirror to see how busted we look after waking up from our Aria suite nap. The side console itself contains a tiny compartment for storage. Below that, we have another seat control panel, and below that, we have a bigger storage bin. Now to my right, the armrest is more flexible than I'll ever be and can be locked in 3 different positions. Love that customizability. You'll notice there are no overhead lights, and naturally for Cathay, no overhead air vents, but the lack of overhead light is remedied by this massive built-in seat light. Everything in here is so slick, isn't it? This is without a doubt one of the most private business class seats I've ever flown in. It almost rivals Q Suite, to be honest, and it's way more private than any other reverse herringbone out there. In the center seats, you can choose to either have a privacy wall separating your seat or combine both seats so you can see each other. Hey, what's this? Oof, a Cathay delight is never a bad idea. Coconut milk, kiwi juice, and something else. Something delicious. Fresh mint, that's what's missing. A hot towel too? Don't mind if I do. 40 minutes behind schedule, we finally push back and we are off towards Singapore. When I boarded, I was initially quite confused because I was like, this is not the seat I was expecting, or this is not the cabin I was expecting, because in real life, the cabin is much darker and moodier than it appears in the photos, at least that I've seen before. So when you board, you're really like, okay, this is not the vibe I was expecting. Also, I think now that we've departed and the overhead bins have gone up, it feels a bit more airy and spacious. But then once you're in your seat, since the wall and much of the surrounding is light, then you get the brighter vibe that I was expecting from the entire cabin. Now there's only one thing to do. All right, are you ready to close the door and see just how private our little suite can get? Oh, this is such a luxurious feeling seat, you guys. It's actually stunning. Wow, this is genuinely one of the top 3 most private business class seats I've ever flown. Impressive. And the fact they did this with a reverse herringbone, I'm amazed. This is truly your own little pod now, and it feels so spacious as well. Clearly, so far, so good. The main controversy when it comes to this seat is undoubtedly the bed. Our meal is being served in a minute, so I'll get to that after I've eaten. First though, we need to check out the menus la. To start, here's a look at the salad and scallop appetizers from the menu. Thanks to the absolutely lovely crew today for giving me a look at this. So, I got my starter, some sort of mushroom tofu skin salad. I ordered the vegetarian oriental meal, and sometimes on Cathay Pacific I feel catfished because I see them make these press releases about their incredible collaborations with Omni Meats and like all these very plan forward initiatives, but every single flight I take with them I'm just like, where is the promised revolution in food? Well, as we wait for my main course, let me answer the question of how I managed to stay connected both in Hong Kong and in Singapore when I land now, and then I'm continuing from Singapore to Phuket, and I'll be connected with mobile data in all those places effortlessly. How do I do that? With today's video sponsor, Saily. Saily offers super cheap mobile data in over 150 countries around the world, and it's so easy to install. All you do is go on the Saily app, find the country or region you're traveling to, choose how much data you want, then you input code Nonstop Dan to save 15% on your first eSIM purchase, and voila, you install the eSIM and you're done. The thing that makes Saily so easy is that you just need to install the SIM once, and then you can keep topping it up or keep adding countries to the same SIM, so you never need to install a new one if you don't want to. So don't wait for your next trip when it's too late to download this. Be prepared and download Saily for free right now by scanning the QR code right here, or by tapping the link at the top of the description, or by going to saily.com/nonstopdan, and once again, use code nonstopdan to save 15% on your first eSIM purchase. Besides loading up on cell phone data, let's load up on some more food, baby. Check out these regular mains. The top is the pork, and the bottom, I think, is the rendang beef. Meanwhile, here is my lunch. You know, I really hope this is only me. I genuinely do, but I have actually yet to have a tasty meal catered on Cathay Pacific out of Hong Kong since COVID. I don't know what it is, and it's so sad because especially when I compare it to Taiwan, so nearby, where, by the way, I just compared the 3 biggest airlines of Taiwan in a series coming up in March, so stay tuned for that. The catering there is night and day compared to Hong Kong. It's absolutely incredible. So if you're not subscribed, you want to see a showdown between the 3 Taiwanese incredible 5-star carriers, 5-star in my opinion at least. Make sure you're subscribed and you'll be helping me toward my goal of 1 million subscribers. We're so close, you guys. Okay, Dan, say the word incredible one more time. Do have to give credit to Cathay Pacific for serving their meals by course though. Got our starters separately, our mains came out after that, and now they're bringing around a dessert cart, which is always the best part, right? Matcha ice cream, yum. Hey, what muscle are you exercising today? The lats. Now, let's recline and see if the controversies are true. People have complained that the bed is claustrophobic by the feet, but it doesn't look too claustrophobic before we recline, right? So here is our reclined bed. My new friend CK a few rows back makes his bed nicer, so here's a look at that. What do you think? As a side sleeper, I find this seat remarkably spacious in bed mode. I would gladly take an overnight flight in this seat. Granted, the 777 is the thing I would try to avoid on overnight flight because I would feel like a prune by the time we land. But seriously, this is super comfortable in my opinion, and the seat is also very nicely padded, which is a big bonus. With the armrest lowered to your side, this is one of the wider business class beds out there. Another thing I'm dying to show you, these lavatories. Okay guys, we need to talk about the lavatory because that is crazy. One of the most premium lavatories I've seen on any aircraft in the world. Even the lock and the flush button are custom, something I've never seen before. The wall feels incredibly premium. It's incredibly spacious as well. I also really appreciate nice luxury soaps and the fact that Cathay Pacific has Bamford on their aircraft. Geranium. It smells absolutely so good, but I haven't even shown you the craziest thing. To do that, we need to dive into the entertainment system. Everything is tech forward here, not least this button at the top that takes us to an overview of the lavatories. It shows us which are available and which are occupied. If all are occupied, the bathroom logo turns red, indicating you don't need to get up from your seat. Very cool. There's also a similar button showing whether or not Wi-Fi is available. Further to the right, we have Do Not Disturb, and then the most advanced seat customization screen I've ever seen in business class. This is next level. We also have Bluetooth audio so you can connect your own headphones if you don't want to use the great provided ones. The Inflight map looks like this. Awesome. Now, about the actual entertainment selection, it is fantastic. I mean, they have Veep, one of my favorite shows ever, so it couldn't not be fantastic. Just like Emirates though, they have a weird selection of Friends episodes that are non-consecutive. Does anyone know if they source their entertainment from the same providers or why we have this Friends curse? I spent the rest of the flight working on the free Wi-Fi for business class passengers, which has some really impressive speeds. Check this out. So we are getting close to Singapore already, and the flight is almost over. I had to order an oat milk latte to make myself feel better, and I'm gonna put a lot of sugar in this. But wow, guys, this seat is truly one of the best seats I've ever flown in business class. I am amazed by what Cathay Pacific has been able to do here. Basically, what I noticed is that it feels like it's very condensed in this direction. So the screen is moved way further forward than you find in other reverse herringbone seats, but that also results in a much wider seat in the part you actually do have. So it's condensed this way, widened this way. And this is the way that's ultimately important because you just feel like you have a ton of space. Also, this is one of the best in-flight coffees I've ever had. So kudos to Cathay. And keep in mind, the soft product you saw today is their regional soft product. So of course the bedding, the food, the meal setup, all of that will be different if you flew this to London. I always try to record my videos in daylight to get good lighting for you guys, and the London flights are during the night in both directions, so it didn't really make sense to do that. I wanted to give you guys a nice crisp view of this seat, which I think we've managed to do, right? So, do you have any questions about Cathay's new Aria suites? Let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to answer. So we're literally just about to land and I realized what the seats remind me of, the texture. It kind of looks like fake rock almost, which makes me think of something I wish I didn't think of. Kim Kardashian, all her like product, I don't know, does she have home products? But this feels like a Kim K branded cabin. Yeah, so there you have it. Aria Suites by the Kardashians. As we approach, I ask the lovely flight attendant who's been taking care of me for her name so I can submit my compliments to the airline. Turns out she's Thai, which I'm not surprised by. I've had some of the best service ever from Thai crew at Cathay. The whole crew has been great, to be fair. As we land, I'm still reminded of those horrible years 2020 to 2022 when traveling around here was almost impossible. This is my favorite part of the world by far, so I'll never take being able to hop around here again for granted. Now for the payment part. I paid a quarter of the regular cash price for this ticket by using one simple trick that I teach you for free in my cheap departing cities guide that you can download at the QR code right here or in the description below, the second link down there. There I show you all the cities around the world where you can save a fortune departing from if you're looking at booking a business or first class long haul ticket. So I highly recommend checking that out. All you need to do is enter your email and it will be sent your way, again, entirely for free. I was so happy to see the fantastic reaction to it when I shared it 2 videos ago. So if you haven't checked that out, now's the time. Check it out here. And as always, until I see you in the next video, fly safe.